Hey YouTube, Jim here. Welcome to Top 10 Archive. They make us scared, laugh, and cry, and leave an everlasting impact on our lives. Sometimes we forget that actors on the silver screen are people themselves. Today we'll be looking into and honoring those who paid the ultimate price to entertain us. Here are another top 10 actors who died while filming movies. Hey, before we get started, we wanted to thank our superfan, Kim, for helping research this script.
Number 10, Roy Scheider, Iron Cross. Though you probably don't remember his last film, Iron Cross, you definitely have seen or can quote a line or two from his most famous movie, Jaws. Does "You're Gonna Need a Bigger Boat" ring a bell? That would be Roy Scheider. Sadly, on February 10, 2008, Scheider passed away from a long battle with multiple myeloma. After his death, some of his scenes were completed by utilizing CGI techniques on his character, Joseph. Number 9, Steve Irwin, Ocean's Deadliest. Steve was a beloved Australian adventurer and animal advocate who is probably a childhood staple to many of our viewers. He was famously known as the Crocodile Hunter, who was known for his extremely outgoing and upbeat personality and his wildlife education and conservation efforts. Sadly, while filming the underwater documentary Ocean's Deadliest, Steve was stung and killed by a stingray on September 4, 2006. Number 8, Red Fox, The Royal Family. John Elroy Sanford, better known by his stage name Red Fox, gained most of his notoriety from Sanford & Son, which lasted 6 seasons and 136 episodes in total. If you've ever seen someone grab their chest and say, "I'm coming, Elizabeth," you can thank Red Fox for that. Perhaps the most ironic part of his life, what made him famous, is also how he died. During a rehearsal for an episode of The Royal Family in 1991, Fox collapsed on set from a heart attack. His last words were, "Get my wife," before losing consciousness. Number 7, John Ritter, 8 Simple Rules for Dating My Teenage Daughter. You knew him best as Jack Tripper from Three's Company. That is, if you're old like me, or are the young type that likes to gander into Nick at Night. On September 11, 2003, while filming an episode of 8 Simple Rules for Dating My Teenage Daughter, John started sweating profusely, vomiting, and complained of tight chest pain. He was taken to the medical center across the street, the same center he was born at, where they diagnosed him with a heart attack. After his condition worsened, they identified he suffered from an aortic dissection that was caused by a previously undiagnosed congenital heart defect. While in emergency surgery, Ritter passed away just 5 hours later at the age of 54. Number 6, Aaliyah, Queen of the Damned. At 22, Aaliyah had a very bright and prosperous career in her near future. Along with being a talented model and dancer, she was also an accomplished singer who released 3 successful studio albums. Not to mention, she broke onto the film scene with her role in Romeo Must Die. Unfortunately, while playing the part of an ancient vampire for the film Queen of the Damned, Aaliyah and several members of her record label were instantly killed in a violent plane crash after finishing up a music video in the Bahamas. Her time with us was brief, but the talent she exhibited at such a young age will always be fondly remembered. Number 5, Chris Farley, Shrek. Did you know that funny man Chris Farley was slated to provide the voice of the lovable green ogre, Shrek? In fact, Farley had already finished recording anywhere between 80 to 90% of dialogue for the film. But unfortunately, his health was spiraling dramatically, and his consistent substance abuse only made matters worse. Despite his best efforts to seek rehabilitation and get back on his feet, Farley was found dead in his apartment from an overdose of cocaine and morphine. Much of the character of Shrek had to be rewritten for Mike Myers, as the personality was originally written for Chris Farley. Number 4, Richard Harris, Harry Potter 6. While filming Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, original Dumbledore actor Richard Harris was diagnosed with Hodgkin's disease. Harris sadly passed away on October 25, 2002 at age 72, leaving Warner Brothers and David Heyman to recast his role as Dumbledore. Although he'd ultimately be replaced by fellow veteran actor Michael Gambon, the role Harris played as Dumbledore in the first films will forever be in our memories. Number 3. Don Rickles, Toy Story 4. When Don Rickles passed away of kidney failure on April 6, 2017, Pixar former chief officer John Lasseter and director Josh Cooley were worried about recasting him. But Rickles' family contacted Pixar and asked if there was any way to include him in the film. Pixar reviewed 25 years of archival material that Rickles had participated in, including unused lines from the first 3 Toy Story films, video games, and other related media from the franchise, and repurposed them all for use within the film. Number 2. Carrie Fisher, Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. After finishing the European leg of her book tour on The Graham Norton Show, Fisher booked a commercial flight on December 23, 2016, from London to Los Angeles, when she suffered a medical emergency around 15 minutes before the aircraft landed. A passenger seated near Fisher reported that she had stopped breathing. Another passenger performed CPR on her until paramedics arrived at the scene. Fisher was taken by ambulance to the Ronald Reagan UCLA Medical Center, where she was placed on a ventilator. Following 4 days in intensive care, Fisher died on December 27, 2016. After her death, rather than using CGI recreation of Carrie Fisher, they instead used unused footage of Fisher from The Force Awakens to complete her scenes in The Rise of Skywalker, and as a result of her death, Fisher was not present in most of the film's marketing materials or merchandise. Number 1. Chadwick Boseman, Black Panther 2. The death of Chadwick Boseman shocked Hollywood, moviegoers, Marvel actors, and critics. According to reports, Boseman was diagnosed with colon cancer in 2016 and battled 4 years while filming Black Panther, 21 Bridges, and the last 2 Avengers movies. It was announced that Boseman's character in Black Panther, T'Challa, will not be recasted in Black Panther 2. After a long and hard-fought battle, Chadwick passed away on August 28, 2020, at the age of 43. Thanks for watching. Death is always a tragedy, especially when it involves people like these on our list who continue to leave with us nearly iconic memories through film. Who on this list do you miss most? Let us know in the comments. Be sure to join our other memorable archivists by subscribing, clicking the bell, and giving this video a like.